In this video, I want to talk a little bit about controlling invasive vines and how important it is. Sometimes it can be overwhelming to look at this kind of stuff, but I want to encourage you and show you how little work it can actually take. Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave. Hello and welcome to Bowtie Life. We're talking mostly about life in the garden. Right now I am about 6 feet away from my property line, and I am in an adjacent property. I have advised the owner of this property that I will be here recording an intro for a video and a little bit of content, but I wanted to show that now this is called air potato. We got a palm tree stuck in here. It's kind of a mess up in here. It's a bit of a hike to get back here because this is behind my meadowland where the bee box is. And this invasive vine, things like this can be a bit overwhelming if you let them. But I only deal with this not very often. In fact, this is we're coming into the middle of June. We are not June, July. Good grief! This is the middle of July. I haven't dealt with this since the middle of April. May, June, July. That's 90 days ago. And I kind of keep an eye on this, but I sort of feel responsible because the previous owner of our property is the one that introduced this into this little area right here. There's a little pocket of this stuff that, if unattended, could become quite a problem, if you ask me. But anyway, so a lot of times these invasive vines come from some kind of a tuber, and in this case it's called air potato. And the air potato is just that. It's a potato that grows actually out here on the leaf nodes, and if this were allowed to continue to grow, by the end of the season it'll drop a lot of these potatoes, and some of these potatoes are huge, shockingly huge. But anyway, so the biggest thing is just every once in a while you need to address this, and 90 days, a few times a year. For me, it's about 3 times a year I will address this, and and for me, my favorite tool is a hori-hori. You can use a steak knife or any kind of trowel or whatever to try to find. Now the problem here is that we are in a space that is a compost bin. It's been piled up. It's got these very vicious fronds from this palm tree growing through here, and then continue to pile on, and it comes down, and I am hoping beyond hope that we find a nice big potato down here, because this one has grown a couple years in a row, I believe, and I would love to be fortunate enough, and I'm digging with my hand slowly down here to try to find this potato. And I'm about 6 inches in now. I haven't even used my hori-hori yet because I'm more feeling with my fingers than anything. I found it. I found it. I found it. I found it. Not as big as I was hoping. Oop, it broke off. Not as big as I was hoping it would be, but that's all it takes. But that right there is an air potato that has birthed this whole vine that goes all the way out here, all the way up here, and is reaching beyond its range. So you can find that, some kind of tuber or some kind of root for these vines. That's the thing. That's the trick right there. And hey, if you've ever gone hunting for stuff like this on your vines, let me know in the comments and how it went with you. And let me know. I love hearing from y'all, and seeing the kind of stuff that you are getting to. We're working on being able to get to a point where you can share with us, and we can share with the community. But yeah, that's the potato. It just broke off here just as I was pulling it up. But that's what this whole vine grew from, and now I have solved the problem of this, I don't know, 6-7 foot vine. It's going to be a bear to get off. I would love to be able to get this off and show it to you. I don't know if that's going to happen, but let's see. That's a lot of vine right there. We'll stretch that out and see how long that actually comes to. This right here, I'm not dropping it back in the garden. No, you don't want to do that. This is the reason we're out here, so I can find these things. I'm going to find a few more before I call it quits up here in this jungle. But this is my favorite kind of area because you just don't know what you're going to find, you know, and this kind of area encourages diversity in the garden, which means healthy areas in the garden. And yeah, air potato, even though it's air potato, there's advantages to having it here because it's something diverse and it's creating additional, I'm digging out another one in case you're wondering, additional, this one's deep. And it's between, okay, I'm gonna stick this in my little pocket right here so I don't drop it. We're coming up on another one. I'm using my fingers because I'm trying to find the potato itself. And this pile has actually produced these for a number of years. Okay, did I find it? I did. Ha! Looky there. There's a little potato right there. Little tiny thing that's fallen down into the cracks and growing us a vine. Yay! 2 for 2. That's exciting. That one didn't grow very big. It's only a few feet long. There's one more here that I'm going to try to address. And let me see if I can move the camera and show you the tangled mess here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. See, okay. I don't care about the vine. I'm going to take that off and stick it back in my little pocket right here so we don't have more. So really, I mean, I'm doing this in real time on the video. I don't want it to feel like I've sped up the time or anything because I don't want this to be overwhelming. But the biggest thing about this that's overwhelming is just that it's there. Okay, see, I lost one. I pulled it out and it came right away. And I lost that one. That comes from not being careful. So 2 out of 3 so far. Let's dig down for this one here. And you see I've just found the vine. And I'm using my fingers to explore. The problem with these air potatoes is they don't have to be very big to grow a vine. I mean, they can be the size of a small marble. Well, I lost that one. But I did get it at its root. I got one more in here that I'm gonna shoot for. And oh no, I think I lost it too. Some of these are really small and very difficult to find, but you know, you do this. How much time have I spent out here already? Just a few minutes, and I climbed into here. I can see there's one more over there and there's one more behind the camera I want to address before I leave, but you know, I've spent just a few minutes in here addressing this, and now I'm going to address some other vines in the garden here as well. But yeah, hit subscribe. I mean, hit like if you like seeing this. I'm hoping this encourages you to not feel so overwhelmed by going out there and attacking some of those invasive things that can take over. Kudzu. Some of you are dealing with kudzu. I know about kudzu. Lived in the South for a long time. There's a bunch of ivies. In fact, I have several ivies attacking my yard right now that we need to address. Oh, there's another big one over there that I'm going to have to address. But anyway, just want you to feel like it's not so big. This is my 3rd year doing this. Yeah, I know. And typically I come out here 2 or 3 times a year and address this and take care of it. So I do want to show you kind of a special one of these air potatoes from April. Now here's the ones that we pulled up today. A few potatoes in here. That one even had 2, but you can see, and that's the one that didn't have, one of the ones that didn't have any. I think I pulled a total of 5 out of here, but you can see just from that tiny potato, this early in the season, it's July, folks, it's the middle of July, and it's already grown this much vine on these little things, and they're going to grow and grow. In fact, I'm going to show you here. Well, no, let's just save that for a minute. Here's one that I pulled up in April, just let sit for a while, and you can see it grew a little bit out of that spot. But look at that potato. You see how there's just a few roots in there? This air potato has had no dirt, no water, and no support whatsoever for 90 days, and it grew over 8 feet long with nothing. In fact, it was sitting up here, you'll see here in just a minute, it's sitting in that tub on the left where the poinsettias are, and yes, I still have poinsettias. We have a Christmas in July coming up, but the vine had twisted around those poinsettias. It had actually climbed up to those cafe lights up there and had grabbed on to the cafe lights before Mrs. Bowtie decided that it was just a little too scary to have in the house. Yeah, now, that was a long vine. And here's a look at the vine that we dug up at the beginning of this video. It is probably every bit of 8 feet long. My arm span is 6 feet long, and it hung down a few feet. So it was probably a little longer. And you know, the biggest thing about these ivies, and here's one of the ones we dug up today, these curlicues will wrap around a branch, will wrap around your valued plants. And as the vine itself grows, it will constrict and cut off flow to your plants, and it will kill off your plants. And that little itty bitty thing right there becomes a major threat. But these will be thrown away in the green waste bin to be carted away, and hopefully we will be getting these under control. I've been working on these for 3 years now. Yeah, 3 years. This is my 3rd year. We still have this many. My biggest mistake, though, and this is something that I discovered with these air potatoes. My first year, I actually mowed over some big air potatoes, and in fact, you can see here in this video from a few years ago that I have dug up some very big, hairy-looking potatoes, and the video that I just showed you here, I actually hit some of these potatoes with the lawnmower, and it spread little tiny chunks of these things all over the yard. Well, every single one of those little chunks can sprout another vine. So I didn't know anything about it back then, and sure do now. So air potato is one of my things I'm going to war on. Next thing I'm going to war on is an ivy. I have several ivies growing around the yard, and I need to go finding those tubers and get them out. I did that 3 years ago and did a really good job with it, and didn't have very many ivy plants growing over the past couple years. But if you look at the garden tours over the past couple years, you can see that I've gotten more and more and more as time progresses. You know, when I mention these other videos, I do put links in the description below on this video. There is an index that breaks up all the parts of this video, and inside that index I put links to the videos. If you're on a device that gets cards, that's the little links in the upper right hand corner, the little letter I and the circle, you click that, it opens up and it shows links. I also try to get them in there as well. So yeah, comment, like I already said, comment what your experiences are with invasive vines. Click thumbs up for that big old vine we dug up today. That was awesome. And share this video to warn your friends about the dangers of this if you let it go, but it doesn't take much. I was outside for a total of about 20 minutes today. And the rest of the morning I've been spending recording this video. In fact, right now I'm going to start recording the outer garden bed tour for July of 2024. That is kind of hard to believe. And we're in the second weekend, and incidentally, I'm kind of working on getting the schedule for those 3-part garden tours out better. The first Saturday I try to record the first part, second Saturday, second part, third Saturday third part, or third weekend, I should say. Sometimes they get partially recorded on Sunday, if not completely, but that kind of gives me a little more progress. Don't miss the garden tours, because it shows the incremental progress in the garden. This is my own personal journal, of course, and so I get to go back and look at these videos. If I have a question, well, where did something look like? What did something look like at this particular date? Well, I can go back and I can look at every single month, see what something looked like. And I do that. In fact, sometimes I will be sitting in the seed department at the store trying to figure out, do I want this seed? No, wait. And I can go back and I can look at my videos on my phone, and I can decide, I can make whatever decisions I need because I've got my journals right there on YouTube, and you are welcome to follow along with them. So anyway, I hope you found this encouraging. Stay on top of these things. I'm the world's worst about staying on top of these things. It really bugs me when some of those homesteaders who really seem to have it all together say things like that, and I truly don't. Go look at the Outer Garden Bed Tour coming up here pretty soon, and yeah, it's looking pretty rough in July, and I've got to pull a lot of Biden's alba out. A lot of them have gone to seed, but here's the thing. I was walking from one end of my garden to the other, and a monarch butterfly flew just right past my shoulder and landed on one of those, and I see them frequently on those Biden's alba. The bees like them. I let them grow a little more than I should, but they are very good pollinator supporters, I've discovered. And well, I've discovered, I'm sure someone else already knew that scientifically. But anyway, thanks for joining along on this warm July day. We'll talk about weather in the Outer Garden Bed Tour that I'm going to start recording within about 20 minutes here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for subscribing. Those of you who have subscribed, you've built Bowtie Life to what it is today. Y'all have a blessed day.